obviously right now, I think a lot of people are pretty aware of the alignment with companies like CNN and MSNBC being aligned with and hiring all kinds of ex-Pentagon officials, ex-CIA operatives, FBI operatives, and all these people using them and reporting on direct reports from the Pentagon without even trying to verify anything. And that's a lot of
That's a big thing all over the world. I mean, all over the U.S. and the U.K. I mean, it's Dallas Morning News does it. New York Times does it. Wall Street Journal does it. Obviously, Fox News does it. MSNBC has has ex-CIA agents, and all that. Not the good kind that actually help and reveal stuff the CIA did, like John Kiriakou.
right.
But the kind that are still aligned to that sort of centrist fucking sort of centrist bipartisan pro status quo deal. Yeah, I mean, MSNBC is one of the worst offenders, but yeah, every single major outlet is under, to some degree or another, is manipulated, sometimes, knowingly, by elements of the intelligence community, or other intelligence agencies abroad, or companies, people like Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, so forth. This has been going on. I mean, it's always been a thing. I mean, you remember the first Godfather movie, where the mob could buy off the police locally, or buy off reporters. They had friendly reporters. This has always been a thing. I think it's more of a thing now than it was, say, 25 years ago. And worse, we have less journalists who are competent or courageous than we did 25 years ago. We got a lot of millennial types who went to Columbia University, fucking grew up in fucking Connecticut or where the fuck, and they go straight to New York Times, and they know shit about shit, and they think they know. Again, they consider themselves experts. You've got a lot of people who use the term conspiracy theory without thinking about what that means, and just announcing prima facie certain things as conspiracy theories, and then of course engaging in what they would otherwise term conspiracy theories, if those things align with their ideological interests or with what they think is the case. You have a lot of cowards, who even know, being aware of certain things within Hollywood or press, have been caught, thankfully, suppressing that information. This includes my former editors at Vanity Fair, who killed two of my stories for them because the stories were about friends of fucking Graydon Carter, the publisher there. Graydon Carter, same guy who helped protect Epstein for so many years. As one of the
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. Look at people should look up Graydon Carter Epstein, because there was a woman, I can't remember her name now. I think I talked to her once. She would try to do a piece on Epstein for Vanity Fair, and Graydon Carter made sure that didn't happen. Again, this is stuff that in many cases has been documented. It gets lost in the fog, lost in the strum. But one of the things that we are trying to do in terms of some of the projects we're putting out, the large compilations of raw materials, recordings, emails, screenshots, stolen documents, whatever. Just like with Project PM, which scared the government so much it had to fucking come after me in ways that embarrassed a lot of DOJ officials. This project will do the same with the press. And all these things that are already known, already public, made public by others, not me. Those will help. Those will be kind of compiled in there with entries for every single reporter and editor that we have stuff on. And then we have the vast amount of material that I have and that a few of my colleagues have, because we've been dealing with the press. We're part of the press. We've been interviewed by the press, been sources for the press, been written about by the press. And when you do 4 years in prison and the press is writing about your case and it's very easy to find find errors because it's about you. You're the
Right.
expert and you have the documentation. And so that made it a lot easier for me, my case and the coverage of me before and after, to find, errors, and to find sometimes the same reporters providing two different contradictory versions of the same story, or to find an outlet like the New York Times, claiming in 2011 that maybe I made up a kidnapping in Mexico. And then 3 years later in an op-ed in the New York Times comparing me to Socrates. Or the New York Times, correctly detailing 2011 some of the things we found Palantir doing, and then another New York Times reporter 3 years later writing this real weird, like demonstrably false pro Palantir article, and then a few months later getting hired by Google, where he's now paid more. It goes on, and it's something that the press does not regulate itself very well. It doesn't have any. There's no negative feedback. There's no reason pragmatically for a reporter to be honest, courageous, to hold his colleagues to account for their mistakes and errors. And so we're going to create that mechanism, and that will be of great help to the press, I'm sure.